ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता सप्तदशोऽध्यायः। श्रद्धात्रयविभागयोगो नाम। अर्जुन उवाच ये शास्त्रविधिमुत्सृज्य यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेषां निष्ठा तु का कृष्ण सत्त्वमाहोरजस्तमः। श्रीभगवानुवाच त्रिविधा भवति श्रद्धा देहिनां सा स्वभावजा सात्विकी राजसी चैव तामसी चेति तां शृणु। सत्त्वानुरूपा सर्वस्य श्रद्धा भवति भारत। श्रद्धामयोऽयं पुरुषो यो यच्छ्रद्धः स एव सः। यजन्ते सात्विका देवान्यक्षरक्षांसि राजसाः प्रेतान् भूतगणान् शान्ये यजन्ते तामसा जनाः। अशास्त्रविहितं घोरं तप्यन्ते ये तपो जनाः। दम्भाहङ्कारसंयुक्ता कामरागबलान्विताः कर्षयन्तः शरीरस्थं भूतग्राममचेतसः मां चैवान्तः शरीरस्थं तान् विद्यासुरनिश्चयान्। आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य त्रिविधो भवति प्रियः यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानं तेषां भेदमिमं शृणु। आयुः सत्त्वबलारोग्य सुखप्रीतिविवर्धनाः रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिरा हृद्या आहारा सात्विकप्रियाः। कट्वं ललवणात्युष्ण तीक्ष्णरुक्षविदाहिनः आहारा राजसस्येष्टा दुःखशोकामयप्रदाः यातयामं गतरसं पूतिपर्युषितं च यत् उच्छिष्टमपि चामेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम् अफलाकाद् अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञो विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः अभिसन्धाय तु फलं दम्भार्थमपि चैव यत् ईज युज्यते भरतश्रेष्ठ तं यज्ञं विद्धि राजसम् विधिहीनमसृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणम् श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते देवद्विजगुरुप्राज्ञपूजनं शौचमार्जवम् ब्रह्मचर्यम् अहिंसा च शारीरं तप उच्यते अनुद्वेगकरं वाक्यं सत्यं प्रियहितं च यत् स्वाध्यायाभ्यसनं चैव वाङ्मयं तप उच्यते मनः प्रसादसौम्यत्वं मौनमात्मविनिग्रहः भावसंशुद्धिरित्येत तपोमा भावसंशुद्धिरित्येतः तपोमानसमुच्यते श्रद्धया परया तप्तं तपस्तत्त्रिविधं नरैः अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्युक्तैः सात्विकं परिचक्षते सत्कारमानपूजार्थं तपोदम्भेन चैव यत् क्रियते तदिह प्रोक्तं राजसं चलमध्रुवम् मूढग्राहेण मूढग्राहेणात्मनो मूढग्राहेण आत्मनो यत्पीड्या क्रियते तपः यत्पीडया क्रियते तपः परस्योत्सादनार्थं वा तत्तामसमुदाहृतम् I think my आत्मनः मूढग्राहेण आत्मनः. Kindly correct me for my 19th verse pronunciation.
मूढग्राहेणात्मनो यत् पीडया क्रियते तपः परस्योत्सादनार्थं वा तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्. You'll have to take it yet.
Yeah. मूढग्राहेणात्मनो यत् पीडया क्रियते तपः परस्योत्सादनार्थं वा तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्. तत्सत्. सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. From the 10th verse, I believe, right?
We finished 10. I think you'll have to go to the 11th. We finished the food, no?
Yeah.
So from the 11th onwards.
Okay. So I will just read a paragraph. Putti is foul smelly and Paryusita, Shankara says, is cooked food that has been kept overnight, yesterday's leftovers. It includes all fermented things which are sometimes used as medicine as kashaya, but are not good for you as food. Uchishtam means what is left over after somebody else has eaten. If the food you eat is such leavings, it is uchishta. Then amedhya means food that has not been or cannot be offered to the Lord. Food, bhojana of this sort is beloved to a tamsika person. Tamasa priyam. From this, do not conclude that because somebody is eating food of this sort, he must be tamsika. It is not like that. It can be just a habit. These tamsika foods are mentioned here so that you can avoid them. After mentioning the three types of food, the three types of worship are going to be told now. Aphalakangsha अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञो विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः यः यज्ञः the ritual which अफल आकांक्षिभिः by those who do not expect a result other than antahkarana shuddhi. Vidhi drishtaha, that which is known through the Shastra. Yashtavyam eva, this ritual is just to be performed. Iti, thus, mana samadhaya, making up the mind. Ijyate, is performed. Saha sattvikaha, that ritual is sattvika. यह यज्ञः अफल आकांक्षिभिः विधिदृष्टः यष्टव्यम् एव इति मनः समाधाय युज्यते सः सात्विकः. That ritual which is known through the Shastra and is performed by those who do not expect a result other than antahkarana shuddhi, by making up the mind. This ritual is just to be performed, is sattvika. So without any karma. The root yaj, from which the word yajna is derived, is used in the sense of worship of a god. But generally, the word yajna refers to a Vedic ritual. Here, the adjective qualifying yajna is vidhi drishta, what is known through the Shastra. In the Shastra, there are statements enjoining one to perform rituals. Some are to be done daily, they are nitya karmas, and some on specific occasion, they are naimittika karmas. By whom are they performed? These rituals that are sattvika are performed by people who have no result in view. Aphala akankshibhihe. How can anybody perform a karma without expecting a result? We have to understand this word to mean that they are doing it only for antahkarana shuddhi, to neutralize papa and as an offering to Ishvara. The attitude with which it is done is given here in the statement Yatsavyam eva iti. Yastavyam eva iti. The ritual has to be performed. That is, the person has this attitude that this ritual has to be performed by him. Shankara says that the ritual is brought to manifestation. Why? Because it is enjoined by the Shastra. Even though each ritual has its result, here it is not done for the specified result, but just for the sake of doing it. And doing with this attitude gives antakarana shuddhi to the doer. So it is done for antakarana shuddhi alone. And it is done with the resolve, no and purushartha is going to be accomplished by this. This karma is not for one of the human ends, such as artha, security, kama, pleasure, or dharma, punya. I read this last two lines again. Even though each ritual has its result, here it is not done for the specified result, but just for the sake of doing it. And doing with this attitude gives antakarana shuddhi to the doer. So it is done for antakarana shuddhi alone. And it is done with the resolve, no and purushartha is going to be accomplished by this. This karma is not for one of the human ends such as artha, security, kama, pleasure or dharma, punya. He is not interested in any of this, but on the contrary is seeking the knowledge that will free him from all of them, moksha. When that is the aim, the most that any karma can give is a mind that is prepared to gain this knowledge. When that is the aim, I repeat, when that is the aim, the most that any karma can give is a mind that is prepared to gain this knowledge. So he undertakes the ritual, resolving the mind, manah samadhaya, that is, with reference to the purushartha. He is very resolved that he has nothing to really gain from this ritual. Or manah samadhaya can mean making the mind tranquil. This means there is a certain cheerfulness. Otherwise, if you are not interested in artha, kama or dharma and are asked to do a ritual, there can be a reluctance or lack of enthusiasm. With such an attitude, that karma is not going to be sattvika. Therefore, what is meant here is that it is done with a composed, cheerful mind. The mind will naturally be tranquil when he is clear that the Purushartha is moksha. He performs the ritual not being swayed by other desires. Such a ritual is considered sattvika. A ritual is sattvika when it fulfills all these requirements. It should be done by a person who is interested only in antakarana shuddhi for moksha, not anything else. The mind is therefore resolved on that. That is, there is mana samadhana and the attitude is it is to be done by me. And he also understands that further it should be done in keeping with what is laid down in the Shastra. In this one verse, Krishna points out the essence of all that he has been saying about Karma Yoga. Generally, karma means a Vedic ritual which is normally performed for the sake of getting punya. If it is done only for antakarana shuddhi, it becomes karma yoga. When we talk about karma yoga, the meaning of karma is extended to include duties. Otherwise, this cannot apply to Arjuna. He is not being asked to perform a ritual, but to fight a battle. Therefore, karma here covers not only Vedic rituals, but also all duties and interactions with people. So,
Belaji, can you please repeat?
yeah, the last paragraph. Yeah. The mind is therefore resolved on that. That is, there is a mana samadhana, and the attitude is, it is to be done by me. And he also understands that further it should be done in keeping with what is laid down in the Shastra. In this one verse, Krishna points out the essence of all that he has been saying about Karma Yoga. Generally, karma means a Vedic ritual which is normally performed for the sake of getting punya. If it is done only for antakarana shuddhi, it becomes karma yoga. When we talk about karma yoga, the meaning of karma is extended to include duties. Otherwise, this cannot apply to Arjuna. He is not being asked to perform a ritual, but to fight a battle. Therefore, karma here covers not only Vedic rituals, but also all duties and interactions with people. So, when the karma is done for antakarana shuddhi with all preparedness of mind, then it frees us. It makes us liberated without having any dharma, artha, or kama. Please let me know if you want me to repeat anything or if you want to share. Now Bhagwan describes the Rajasa ritual in the verse. Yeah. Anyone wants to share? This is about Sattvika ritual when it is performed only with the aim of Antakarana Shuddhi, not with any desire or as dharma or as kama, any pleasure.
So here Swamiji is including all the gamut of karma. It's not just rituals. Everything that one is supposed to do. So it's boiling down to karma yoga. He's bringing in the sattvika aspect with respect to karma yoga. So whatever is to be done is to be done. And we do it with an attitude of just antakarana shuddhi. Even the karma yoga that Krishna is asking Arjuna to do to fight the war is so that he's doing what is on the side of dharma, what is his duty to do, to uphold dharma. So it is not just the prayer, not just the nitya karma, naimitika karma. It includes everything, including our interactions with people. It's just spread out all around. It's not just limited to yajna, yajante. It is not just about rituals. It includes everything.
Yeah, Hari. This can come only when there is a complete contentment and fulfilled life, right? Otherwise, we will continue to have that I want this, and we will continue to have the desires while
Which is
performing.
true.
Mm.
In
Yeah,
fact, there is one
Vairagya.
paragraph which he talks of you must do it with that manah prasada saumyatvam, that with a pleasant mind.
Yeah, manas
Otherwise,
samadhana.
samadhana. Can you just read that paragraph one more time?
A ritual is sattvika when it fulfills all these requirements. It should be done by a person who is interested only in antakarana shuddhi for moksha, not anything else. The mind is therefore resolved on that, that is, there is mana samadhana, and the attitude is, it is to be done by me, it is to be done by me. And he also understands that further it should be done in keeping with what is laid down in the Shastra. There is a continuous notification of internet unstable. So if it is breaking or disturbing, just let me know. So with,
Continue.
yeah, there is mana samadhana, and the attitude is, it is to be done by me, without any doership. That also.
Also, I think, Jai
Any,
Gurudev,
yeah, yes.
I think the Vairagya part would also be there until unless that is not there. Like otherwise, we caught up in that materialistic things, no, relating to the things, the relations, or other
Yes,
positions.
very
So
true.
that Vairagya, until unless that is there, you cannot be in that mode of you will be asking every time you will be asking something or the other.
So it encompasses everything. The preparedness of mind, that is a beautiful word Swamiji has said in the same verse, preparedness of mind, which includes all this. And it comes only through, I think, abhyasa. Then only when that contentment that I am complete, I have everything what is required, and I have to do what is to be done by me as an instrument of God.
So first it will start with the Karma Yogi Bhava, right? First any like the journey will start from the Karma Yogi Bhava, and slowly by like Abhyasa and Vairagya, it will become into a sattvic mode of prayer.
Even our that Varnashrama, no, there we have to do it as a duty. Means that groupism is also very, very good. You know, the way it says that whatever we want, we will do it. That bhavana is not there. It has to be done. It has to be done. That's it. A duty. That then that raga dvesha will also will go. No, you like it, you don't like it, I like it, I don't like this rice, I don't like that, I don't like this. That bhavana should not be there at all. And duty also. Oh, I am born in this, I don't like these duties and all that. No. So father has to do his duty, mother has to do his duty, everyone on their own. And that means every moment we are using that bhavana, duty bhavana. Without likes and dislikes. That is very, very big thing. And that is Karma Yoga.
Yes, to work up upon raga and dvesha,
Dvesha.
the most important
Most important. Yes.
part
For that,
which
in
we
that
have to
Jnana
we,
Shuddhi, you know,
yeah, we
Jnana,
have to have an alert
Jnana
mind.
Yoga Shuddhi.
Tattva
Jnana Yoga.
Samshuddhi.
Tattvattam Jnana Yoga Vyavasthita. That we have to be completely install. Vyavasthita means completely in that bhava. You have to do duty. That's it. Whether you like it or not like it. You have to fight. You like it or not like. That is what is Karma Yoga. And that is what is Jnana Yoga Vyavasthita. So wonderful. It's very, very good.
Yeah. Now, Bhagwan describes. Anyone wants to share? Very beautiful discussion.
Again, it comes down to prioritizing. So earlier, Swamiji had mentioned that your life is, your priorities make up your life. So what are your priorities? When we look at that, then that will help us get this clarity as to what is to be done first.
And for that priority, you need that Shraddha. You know, if you have that Shraddha, you choose the priority correctly. The first verse of this Shraddha Vibhaga. So all inclusive, you know, everything is included in this Bhagavad Gita. So nice.
Yeah, it said a person is nothing but his priorities.
Shraddha. What he has the
So for
Shraddha.
a Satvika Shraddha, the priority is only Antakarna Shuddhi. That's it. Moksha is his priority. And in order to gain that, whatever he or she does, is towards that preparing the mind. So that is the topmost priority. Everything else falls back. The intention in his mind is only for this. Whereas for a Rajasika, Tamasika person, the intention is different. For a Rajasika Shraddha, it will be to gain something, Artha, Kama or Dharma, one of those. And for a Tamasika, it will be even lower than that. He's out to destroy people. He doesn't even care for the other. To get what he wants, he will go to any extent. The Kama Raga Balanvitaha. Whereas for a Satvika Shraddha, it's only very clear. The only aim is, the goal is moksha. And in order to gain that, he's just preparing his mind. So then automatically the element of vairagya and all that comes in there. He's not after sense pursuits.
There's a beautiful today's. I think Vijay has sent one post. Wanting moksha also is an illusion. You know, means we have not to have that want also. We just become freedom. We are free right now. That's all. Until you reach there, you may have that want, but we have to leave that want also. Therefore, wanting moksha is also an illusion.
Yeah, it is Tirodhan and Anugraha. So these represent Rahu and Ketu. The bonding, these are not the planets, but they are shadow planets. They are not existing, but as if they are there. And because of them, we feel that bondage, and we feel that we have got the moksha because of Ketu. Yeah, that when I read that, I just remembered this.
What did you say? Because of Ketu, you feel a bondage.
No, Rahu.
Acha.
That veil of ignorance comes because of Rahu, and it is that is called. I just said and remember. I forgot. Tirodhan, and Anugraha is Ketu, by which we get the moksha. But again, these are all Chaya grahas, which are not there, but they have the effect. The sentence which just now Sureshji read, it is just not there, but we feel the bondage and then we feel the moksha also, which is actually not there. It is Ajnana and Maya.
While that is true that it's an illusion, being a samsari, being a sadhak, having this veil of ignorance, unless you have that purushartha, you're not going to work, your life direction is not there. So as a sadhak, it is good for us to understand that yes, wanting moksha is also an illusion, but that should not deter us from putting in our efforts towards attaining that. We have to unlock, unwind that hridaya granthi that we have knotted inside of us.
Yeah. That's I'm
It
talking
is
at
only,
the last
it is only,
step is that we have to leave wanting
correct,
of for mokshas.
correct.
That's the last step, not the
But
first.
you cannot say, oh, wanting moksha is also illusion, so I will not do anything. There's nothing.
No. That
There
is
is no
misunderstanding
purushartha
again.
involved at all, isn't
No,
it?
the Atma will propel you to do that karma. And that's where the Shani came in. Because we felt, that, though that was illusion, we felt that missing part, Atma, because we felt that we have gone away. And that's where the Shani came. I think one day I'll put that, I have taped it, may not be right to put it in the group, but it is, we can play that. One day I'll play. It's very nicely explained. Whatever we are doing, it is according to that. It is from the Agyana to the Moksha. And it is that Jnana is given by Guruji. So it should be fine. I'll play that one day if you permit me.
Sure, Rinal.
Yeah, if you can play today, it is okay, Mrinalji, in between if it is comfortable for you. Right, Brahmaraji? Since it is connected to what we are reading.
Yeah, either that or if she has to retrieve it and it's going to take some
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
then it's fine. We can do it later.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow also.
No problem. No problem. Thank you.
Asatoma Sadgamaya. Please lead light. Any knowledge is receivable. Thank you, Mrunalji.
Yeah, so beautiful discussion. So here, the last line, therefore karma here covers not only Vedic rituals, but also all our duties and interactions with people. Now Bhagavan describes the Rajasa ritual in the next verse. No, Rajas. I hope I'm correct in my pronunciation. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Sattva, Rajasa, ritual in the next verse. Kindly correct me in my pronunciation if I am wrong. अभिसन्धाय तु फलं दम्भार्थमपि चैव यत् इज्यते भरतश्रेष्ठ तं यज्ञं विद्धि राजसम्. Tu, on the other hand, Bharata Shrestha, most exalted of the Bharatas. Arjuna, Phalam Abhisandhaya, keeping in view a result, Dambhartham Apicha, and also to proclaim one's own religiosity. Eva, alone, Yat Ijyate, the ritual which is performed, Tam Yajnam, that ritual, Rajasam Viddhi, may you know as Rajasa. Tu Bharata Shrestha Phalam Abhisandhaya Dambhartham Apicha Eva Yat Ijyate Tam Yajnam Rajasam Viddhi. On the other hand, may you know that ritual which is offered keeping in view a result and also just to proclaim one's own religiosity is Rajasika Arjuna. The word tu distinguishes this kind of yajna from the sattvika ritual of the previous verse. This is also performed as it is enjoined by the Shastra, but the attitudes are different. The attitude with reference to result of the one who does this ritual is just the opposite to that of the Sattvika ritual. It is done expecting a definite result, phalam abhisandhaya. Whether it is wealth, some pleasure, or accumulation of punya to be done, enjoined in either this world or in some other world, the ritual we are talking about here is performed keeping a certain result in view. When it is performed with that intention, the ritual understand Viddhi is born of Rajoguna. I repeat this last. Whether it is wealth, some pleasure, or accumulation of punya to be enjoyed in either this world or in some other world, the ritual we are talking about here is performed keeping a certain result in view. When it is performed with that intention, the ritual, understand, Vidhi, is born of Rajoguna. And again, it is done for the purpose of proclaiming one's own religiosity, Dambhartham. Unlike the Sattvika ritual, which is done just because it is to be done, Yastavyam eva iti. Yastavyam eva iti. Yashtavyam. I think it is Yashtavyam eva iti. This is done for one's own glory. These are just the opposite of one another.
Yashtavyam eva iti.
Yashtavyam.
If you go back to the verse, to go to the stanza, Yashtav, yeah. Abhisandhaya tu phalam dambharthamapi chaiva yat ijyate bharata shrestha tam yajnam viddhi rajasam. Maybe in the previous verse there was Yashtavya meveti manaha. So it's that thing is Yashtavya meveti.
Yeah, Yashtavyam meviti. Yeah.
Yeah,
Here
so that,
it is.
yeah, Yashtavya meveti manaha. So when you have the dots down, you have to give that sh.
Yes.
Yashtavya meveti, okay?
Yeah. Yashtavyam meviti. So I repeat again this paragraph, and again it is done for the purpose of proclaiming one's own religiosity, dambhartham. Unlike the Satvika ritual, which is done just because it is to be done yashtavyam eva iti. This is done for one's own glory. These are just the opposite of one another. A ritual done to gain recognition as a religious person is Rajasika. Then what is the third one? Bhagavan describes in the next verse. Vidihinam mantrahinam dakshinam Shraddha yajnam tamasam parichakshate. Vidihinam, that which is bereft of the stipulations of Shastra. Asrushta annam, that which is without distribution of food. Mantrahinam, that which is without proper recitation of mantras. Adakshinam, that which is without distribution of wealth. Shraddha virahitam, that which is without Shraddha. Yajnam, the ritual. Tamasam is tamasika. Parichakshate, they say. Vidhihinam, asrishta annam, mantrahinam, adakshinam, Shraddha virahitam. Yajnam, tamasam, parichakshate. They say that a ritual which is bereft of the stipulations of Shastra, without distribution of food, without proper recitation of mantras, without distribution of wealth, and without Shraddha is Tamsika. Those who know the Shastra say Parichakshate. The ritual described by this verse is born of Tamoguna. All the words in the verse are adjective to Yajna. A ritual is supposed to be performed according to Vidhi, the injunctions of Shastra. That means the Vidhi is fulfilled without exceeding or failing short of what is prescribed by it. Exactly as it is enjoined, it is performed. Here, however, it is the opposite. He performs the ritual all right, but does not follow all the rules. He wants to do it, but that does not have enough Shraddha to do it properly. The other words here refer to some of the stipulations for a ritual. When you are performing a ritual, you are supposed to feed the people. The Brahmanas and the priests who come are to be given food. It is part of the ritual. A ritual which does not have this mandatory distribution of food is Ashrishta Anna. Ashrishta Anna. Then again, either he does not recite all the mantras or he recites them improperly by omitting some letters or pronouncing them with incorrect swara accents. And a mantra without proper swara is not a mantra. When the mantras of a ritual are chanted like this, the ritual is considered mantrahinam. Then, as a part of every yajna, a certain dakshina is to be given. There are different types of dakshinas like money, land, or some cattle. But wealth in some form has to be distributed to officiating priests and deserving others. Without it, the ritual is a dakshina and is considered incomplete. The central problem with this type of ritual and the reason for all the others is that there is no Shraddha. It is Shraddha Virahita. If something is missed in the performance of a ritual, Shraddha will make up for it. But here there is no Shraddha. Or he has the tamasic Shraddha that we have seen before. He only invokes pretas, spirits, etc. or performs black magic. Thus, Bhagavan has finished what he has to say about the three types of rituals. Now we have three very interesting verses describing three types of religious discipline meant for Brahma Vidya. Even if a person is not seeking Brahma Vidya, this is the greatest tapas one can do because it makes one mature. So the tamasic aspect was very beautifully described. We have to just recall those asuri gunas, avidhi purvakam, the person who is tamasic, he does without shraddha, without proper recitation of mantras, he does the ritual. So the importance of pronouncing correctly and doing with vidhi here, Bhagavan is mentioning. Shall I read further or? Now we have three very interesting verses describing three types of religious discipline meant for Brahma Vidya. Even if a person is not seeking Brahma Vidya, this is the greatest tapas one can do because it makes one mature. देवद्विजगुरु प्राज्ञ पूजनं शौचमार्जवम् ब्रह्मचर्यम् अहिंसा च शारीरं तप उच्यते देव द्विज
Shariram tapa uchyate. There is a
शा-
re there.
शारीरं तप उच्यते देव द्विज गुरु प्राज्ञ पूजनम worshipping gods, brahmanas, teachers and wise people. Shaucham, external cleanliness. Arjavam, straightforwardness. Brahmacharyam, self-discipline. Ahimsacha, and not physically hurting any living being. Shariram, tapas, the discipline of the physical body. Uchyate is called. Deva, Dvija, Guru, Pragnya Pujanam, Shaucham, Arjavam, Brahmacharyam, Ahimsa cha, Shariram, Tapas, Uchyate. Worshipping gods, Brahmanas, teachers and wise people, external cleanliness, straightforwardness, self-discipline, and not physically hurting are all collectively called discipline of the physical body. Tapas, religious discipline, is viewed as threefold from the standpoint of the primary means used to perform it. It can be predominantly physical, shariram, kshamyatam, shariram or kaikam tapas, oral, vachikam tapas, or mental, manasam tapas. They are all meant for purification, shuddhi. I read once again these three tapas. Tapas, religious discipline, is viewed as threefold from the standpoint of the primary means used to perform it. It can be predominantly physical, shariram, or kaikam tapas, oral, vachikam tapas, or mental, manasam tapas. They are all meant for purification, shuddhi. As we clean any instrument, karana, before using it, like cleaning eyeglasses before using them to see, we prepare all our karanas by these disciplines so that we can know. Only when all the karanas are clean are things clear.
I think here it should be read as Karana.
Correct. Instruments, correct.
Yeah, Karana.
Dhanyavad. I read once again. As we clean any instrument, karana, before using it, like cleaning eyeglasses before using them to see, we prepare all our karanas by these disciplines so that we can know. Only when all the karanas are clean are things clear. So, three: physical, vachikam, and manasam. Physical, mental, and oral cleanliness or tapas. And for that, all the karanas are to be cleaned. Then only the discipline told in this verse are centered mainly on the body. Therefore, they are called the Shariram Tapas. The first to be listed among them is Pujan, devotion, worship, respect, etc. This is a very important thing. Daily offering of worship to Ishvara in some form or the other is Deva Pujana. This is a must. When you never fail to do this on a daily basis, it is tapas. Otherwise, it is not. Tapas means that you take a vow and then fulfill it. No matter what happens, you do it. Then, due respect is also to be given to Brahmanas and teachers. Anyone who teaches is a guru. And we find that in life, there are three types of teachers. The parents, father and mother, are our first teachers. Then there are all the teachers who have taught us various disciplines of knowledge and those from whom we have learned important lessons of life. Finally, there is the spiritual teacher who may initiate one into mantra japa or give brahmopadesha. Because they are teachers, they all deserve reverence. There are certain things we can do to show our respect, and as a tapas, these are done without fail. I read this once again, so important, our daily sadhana and seva. I read, then due respect is also to be given to brahmanas and teachers. Anyone who teaches is a guru. And we find that in life, there are three types of teachers. The parents, father and mother, are our first teachers. Then there are all the teachers who have taught us various disciplines of knowledge and those from whom we have learned important lessons of life. Finally, there is the spiritual teacher who may initiate one into mantra japa or give brahmopadesha. Because they are teachers, they all deserve reverence. There are certain things we can do to show our respect, and as a tapas, these are done without fail. Prajna, A person who is wise or a scholar is also to be respected because Sharira tapas is being discussed. Acts of respect like offering flowers or some service are implied here. As the occasions arise, we can offer an act of worship in the form of service. Cleanliness, shaucha, is another important discipline. Here, external cleanliness is meant because this tapas is centered on the body. Later, he will discuss internal cleanliness, antar shaucha, under mental discipline, manasam tapas. Keeping the external environment and the physical body clean implies regular care and is important in providing a conducive atmosphere for any pursuit, especially that of a spiritual seeker. Then he mentions Arjava, which is straightforwardness in dealing with people. When the pursuit is of truth, honesty in the seeker is crucial. A commitment to being straightforward in all his interactions is the tapas here. It necessarily means a perfect alignment of thought, word, and deed. While this certainly involves the mind and speech, it is considered sharira tapas when it primarily involves actions. So after Shaucha, Arjavam. Arjava is straightforwardness in dealing with the people. Brahmacharya, the next to be mentioned, is definitely restraint at the level of the external organs. Bahya Indriya Nigraha. It is a form of Dhamma. Ahimsa is non-hurting. How can non-hurting beat Sharira tapas when it is not an action? Even though it is not an action, hurting is. And the tapas here is curbing the tendency to hurt physically. When this tendency to hurt is there, I can hurt anything, even though it has nothing to do with me. If I do not like to have an insect in my room, I quietly pick it up and put it outside without harming it. This is ahimsa. It is sharira tapas because the physical limbs are involved in the restraint from causing hurt to any living being. No doubt the senses and mind are also involved, but the role of the physical body is predominant in the sense that it is the place from where actions emanate. Conventionally, therefore, it is called Sharira Tapas. I think I will read it once again, right? Brahmacharya, the next to be mentioned, is definitely restraint at the level of the external organs, Bahya Indriya Nigraha. It is a form of Dhamma. Ahimsa is non-hurting. How can non-hurting be Sharira Tapas when it is not an action? Even though it is not an action, hurting is, and the tapas here is curbing the tendency to hurt physically. When this tendency to hurt is there, I can hurt anything, even though it has nothing to do with me. If I do not like to have an insect in my room, I quietly pick it up and put it outside without harming it. This is ahimsa. It is sharira tapas because the physical limbs are involved in the restraint from causing hurt to any living being. No doubt, The senses and the mind are also involved, but the role of the physical body is predominant in the sense that it is the place from where actions emanate. Conventionally, therefore, it is called Sharira Tapas. Should I read further or we want to stop for Manana? Please let me know. I think I
Can I read further?
Yeah, okay. Then we have discipline at the level of speech, Vak Tapas. Here it is presented very clearly in one sentence. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. Yat vakyam, the speech which is anudvegakaram, which does not cause agitation. Satyam, which is true. Priyahitam cha, and which is pleasing and beneficial. Tat, that. Swadhyaya abhyasanam cha eva, and also daily repetition of one's own Veda. Vangmaya, Vangmayam tapas, the discipline of speech. Uchyate is said. Yat vakyam anudvegakaram satyam priyahitam cha swadhyaya abhyasanam cha eva vangmayam tapas uchyate. Speech which does not cause agitation, which is true, pleasing and beneficial, and daily repetition of one's own Veda are collectively called discipline of speech. So, three disciplines: physical, mental, and oral. So, here it is about discipline of speech. When you talk to another person, what is the reason for talking? Whether you want to convey something or share something like your knowledge or your experience, there is definitely an intention. Vivaksha, 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 vivak, vivaksha. Kindly correct me if it is wrong. I repeat once again. When you talk to another person, what is the reason for talking? Whether you want to convey something or share something, like your knowledge or your experience, there is definitely an intention, vivaksha. Shankara says a sentence is used for creating a cognition and understanding in another person. If that speech is to be tapas, it must have certain characteristics. In speaking, using words that do not cause any kind of pain to another person, that is, those that are anudvegakara. There is a footnote. Udvega means agitation. Udvegakara is that which causes udvega. And anudvegakara is that which is not udvegakara. So, in speaking, using words that do not cause any kind of pain to another person, that is, those that are anudvegakara, is very important. When I speak, what I say or how I say should not invoke irritation in the person I am addressing. Then again, what I say has to be also satyam, true. And it should bring happiness to the person immediately as it is being said. That is called Priya. Not only that, it should bring happiness in the long run also. That is, it should be beneficial to that person, Hita. Here, Shankara spends a lot of time analyzing these words. Shankara says the word cha and here means that all four things that are mentioned here have equal status. Only if the speech includes all of them is it Vangmayam Tapas. If it is lacking in any one or two or three of these, it is not Vangmayam Tapas. What I say may be very pleasant, Priya, and not at all irritating, Anudvegakara, but it may not be true, Satya at all, and therefore certainly not beneficial, Hita. Or it may be pleasing, Priya, and even true, Satya, but not good for the person, Hita. It may be pleasing to hear, for example, that the admission is free at the local race track today. And it is true too. But it is not Hita if it is said to a compulsive gambler. He will be very happy to hear it, but it is not good for him at all. Then there is a statement which is absolutely truthful but is very painful to hear. My friend may not be very intelligent, but if I tell him so, it will definitely cause him pain and it will not do him any good either. Such a statement may be Satya, but is not Anudvegakara, Priya or Hita. This type of speech is not Vangmayam Tapas. A sentence that will fall under the definition of Vangmayam Tapas has all four. Shankara gives an example. Shanto Bhava Vatsa. Svadhyayam Yogam Cha Anutishta Tatha Cha Shreyo Bhavishyati. My dear boy, may you be at peace. Follow the daily study of your Veda and Karma Yoga, then you will have moksha, freedom. See how beautiful this sentence is? Even as he is told to calm himself in this way, Shanto Bhavavatsa, his mind quietens. It is Anudvegakara. Generally, we get angry and say, keep quiet or enough. That does not work. This person may become quiet, but definitely not calm. This is such a beautiful sentence for all young mothers. Instead of saying their children, keep quiet, we can say, Shanto Bhavavatsa. Please try to remember, Shanto Bhavavatsa. Svadhyayam Yogam Cha Anutishta Tatha Cha Shreyo Bhavishyati. My dear boy, may you be at peace. Follow the daily study of your Veda and Karma Yoga, then you will have moksha, freedom. So beautiful. I think we can stop here for Manana, right? Or I will just complete this. Should I finish this? Because we have to respect the time. I will quickly read. Maybe tomorrow once again we can repeat this. That statement is Udvegakara. Then he tells him to study. I think this statement is Anudvegakara, right? Okay, keep quiet and enough. That is Udvegakara. Then he tells him to study the Shastra and follow a life of karma yoga. This is something that is good for him right now, Priya, and also good for him later, Hita. And he tells him that if he does all this, he will get moksha. It is true, Satya, and also good for him, Hita. Even if he fails to get moksha here, it will produce a better life for him next time, where he will pick up the thread and continue. There is no problem here. It is good for him now and in the future. In this life itself, he will get relative freedom from the hold of his likes and dislikes. A sentence like this, which has all the four characteristics, is Vangmayam Tapas. Discipline at the level of speech also includes the repetition of one's own Veda, Svadhyaya Abhyasana. Daily one has to repeat one's own Veda or at least a portion of it. If he cannot repeat even a portion, he repeats the Gayatri Mantra because it is considered to be the essence of all Vedas. If he cannot repeat that too, it is enough to say Om Tat Sat. About this, he is going to talk about later. Wherever there is karma involved, there are options, but at the same time, it has to be done in one form or the other. This Svadhyaya Abhyasana can be converted into the daily study of the scripture. The daily study or repetition of some verses of praise or a mantra is also Svadhyaya Abhyasana. But to do it without fail, every day is very important. I think I'll stop here. I will from the 12th verse, right? अभिसन्धाय तु फलं दम्भार्थमपि चैव यत् इज्यते भरतश्रेष्ठ तं यज्ञं विद्धि राजसम्. On the other hand, may you know that ritual which is offered keeping in view a result and also just to proclaim one's own religiosity is Rajasika, Arjuna. विधिहीनम् असृष्टान्नम् मन्त्रहीनमदक्षिणम् श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते. They say that a ritual which is bereft of the stipulations of Shastra, without distribution of food, without proper recitation of mantras, without distribution of wealth, and without Shraddha is Tamasika. देवद्विजगुरुप्राज्ञ पूजनं शौचमार्जवम् ब्रह्मचर्यं महिंसा च शारीरं तप उच्यते. Worshipping gods, brahmanas, teachers and wise people, external cleanliness, straightforwardness, self-discipline and not physically hurting are all collectively called discipline of the physical body. अनुद्वेगकरं वाक्यं सत्यं प्रियहितं च यत् स्वाध्यायाभ्यसनं चैव वाङ्मयं तप उच्यते. Speech which does not cause agitation, which is true, pleasing and beneficial, and daily repetition of one's own Veda are collectively called discipline of speech. So I think we will see this once again tomorrow. We will close our eyes and we will share our takeaways from today. Kindly share your takeaways. Everyone, we are 8 people here. So I request everyone to share, please.
Jai Gurudev. Like we already discussed, the action, karma, includes everything. It's not just your rituals. That is number one. Second, going back to what we learned yesterday about food, it just occurred to me. There was also a mention, it is not just the food that goes in through our mouth. Anything that we feed the senses, that is also considered food. And we will need to look at how sattvic that food that we are sending in through all our senses is, through the eyes, through the ears, through touch, through the nose. And then going forward, Bhagwan is laying the path so clearly. He's like opening up the banana very beautifully and just giving it to us to eat. So he's so nicely classifying different kinds of, initially it was action, then prayer, and then he comes to the threefold tapas. Threefold tapas, which is sharira or kayaka, vachika and manasika. And sharirik tapas is, apart from keeping your body clean, healthy, keeping your surroundings clean, and vachika is where you ensure that you follow those 4 rules. It has to be anudvegakara, it has to be priya, it has to be satya, and it has to be hita. So all 4 aspects have to be there. It's not enough if you're just saying things which are pleasant, but it might not be it might not be true. So when we end up pleasing people with our speech, if our intention is only to please others, then we'll end up not following vachika tapas. So it has to be true. It has to be hita for the other person. So actually it is tapas. So before you say anything, how you have to, we'll have to kind of unlearn how we are speaking, and ensure that it follows, or it satisfies all these 4 things, 4 aspects.
To
So there is,
learn and unlearn, that itself is a tapas. Because we are habituated to make it again learn what we are habitually doing it, to correct it, is a tapas. Therefore, this Vangmaya tapas is also very, very, very important. Sorry to interrupt, Brahmara. Sorry.
Brahmaraji, could you please tell more about when you want to have the hita aspect of the other person? There may be some udvega. It may not be pleasing to the other person. So, could you please just say more about that? Satyam.
I think,
Anu-
yeah,
Hmm.
I think the anudvegakara there is the key. If you are calm and centered from within when you're saying it, then you will, that presence itself will ensure that that hita comes forward. It will not I'm not sure whether I'm getting it across. See, it is like when you're correcting your child, there is some mistake he or she has done, and you want to correct him. Rather than correcting it, saying it with that angry, with emotionally being angry, if you're just saying it after having accepted that person, after having accepted that mistake, and you're saying it with that intention, pure intention of correcting it so that it doesn't happen again, then that is hita, isn't it?
Yeah, very beautiful. When you yourself are calm and
When you
composed.
are calm, so that is important. I think when you
Yes,
come from that centered space,
correct.
then whatever you say, it might instigate, it might irritate that other person, but it will serve its purpose. And then we educate and ignore. That is what I think, and that is what Shankara says, that beautiful example. Shanto bhava vatsa.
Yeah, I love that sentence.
And he's guiding him in the right way. See, it is like you are not just pointing out the mistake, you're also part of the solution. Like,
Also, the understanding of the background of the like understanding the reason, the background from which it is coming. Like if a person is doing something which is not acceptable or is wrong in any means, we have to, we read no initially that you have to see the background of that person, and you should have that and you should not get irritated. You would rather understand his situation, and then you take out the solution and speak in a very polite way, or as it is given in this verse. So it needs a lot of patience in ourselves, how patient we are and how we understand the other person's situation or condition he is in. And then so the speaking part is very, very important, because it's the words which makes the relation good or bad, and how then the people will respond accordingly. If you speak politely and with few words, then they will not they'll not get irritated. Maybe they will be looking forward for your advice also. So speaking is such an important aspect of a life. Yeah.
I think childrens are the most teachers for us for the speaking.
yeah,
Because
I think we
what?
stop here. You just complete, Sureshji, and then we'll stop.
Yeah, sorry. Only just small. Because whenever I was talking to my daughter, she used to tell irritating. Now I am understanding it. No, they are married and gone. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
We'll continue tomorrow. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you.